Hello, welcome and welcome back if you have been here before for my one previous video. I know I said I wasn't going to post much on YouTube, but in an entirely unsurprising turn of events, I am posting another video. I have a very addicting personality, so I tend to get obsessed with things when I start doing them, and I really enjoyed doing the first video, so I've made another one. This one is slightly different, the format. It is a reading vlog about Sapiens. So I bought this in a charity shop. It's an excellent find. A little while ago, and I've been meaning to read it for ages. It's one of those books that just appears everywhere, and I've always heard good things, so I thought this would be the year that I finally read it, and I was not disappointed, which is fantastic. I think if any book exudes big book energy and big brain energy, it is this. It's not actually that long. It's like 460 pages, which isn't really that long in the grand scheme of things, but it's just very heavy and very dense. There's a lot of big words, a lot of material, a lot of ideas and concepts which I have considered before but I've not really spent a long time thinking about, and obviously reading this made me think about them, so yeah, your brain is doing a bit of an exercise as you're reading, but like I said, overall I was not disappointed. I really enjoyed it. So as I was reading, I was recording snippets of my thoughts and doing some time lapses, so that is mainly what this video is going to be, but looking back at those recordings, they're not that insightful. I think it's mainly just me waffling. So I thought I'd do a little clip at the beginning to give you a general overview of what I thought, and a bit more of a review, and then you can go watch my waffly ramblings. Overall, like I said, I enjoyed it, and I think if I was gonna kind of categorise it into positives and negatives, I'll start maybe with the negatives. Lots of maths. If you don't like maths, I mean, I don't like maths, and you don't have to understand it. That's the thing. That's why I still gave it a really good rating, because the maths never bored me too much because I just didn't try and understand it. And you don't really have to, because it's just sort of contextual for the rest of the book and for the points that the author's trying to make. So it's not too important, but there is quite a lot of mathematical ideas, and yeah, we move with that because I don't like maths. And then I suppose the only other negative would be that it is quite heavy going. It's definitely not something I would dip into if I was in a reading slump. Yeah, it's not going to convince you to carry on reading a lot of books. Though, having said that, it did make me want to read more about the ideas that he was discussing, which is obviously really great. And I love when books do that, because it's great that you've enjoyed them so much that you want to read more. So that was great. So yeah, moving on to the positives. Overall, it was just a really insightful and fascinating read. He talks a lot about the objective and the subjective, and how as a race Homo sapiens managed to beat Neanderthals, basically kill them all off and become the superior human race, I suppose. But along the way we also did some pretty bad things, you know, like made a lot of animals extinct, which isn't great, and generally we are desperate to get everything, understand everything, buy everything, make the most money, which, to be honest, I knew already. Humans are pretty despicable, but this book, yeah, makes you consider that in a little bit more detail. I also like how much it focused on happiness. One of the sort of big philosophical questions he raises in this book is the idea that, are we any happier now than we were when we were hunter-gatherers, which is really fascinating. And obviously this book doesn't answer that, because there is no straightforward answer to that, but it, like I said before, it just makes you consider those kind of questions that I hadn't really spent a lot of time considering, and that's why I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I definitely want to read up on some more ideas about that, or just some more kind of philosophy surrounding that, because yeah, I was really intrigued. Also, a small thing that I liked that he did, and if you've seen The Good Place, they also do it in The Good Place. I don't know what the kind of term for it is, but when you are referring to people in general, the tendency in our history is to always have he pronouns, and the author in this book used she, which I really liked. So yeah, that's kind of my general musings. thoughts, ramblings about that. In the rest of the video I'm not really any more coherent, so apologies about that, but like I said, it's big brain energy, and yeah, my brain isn't that big, so yeah, just kind of go with it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the subscribe button if you do, and if you want more of these videos then let me know in the comments, or if you have any other suggestions about videos you want from me, then again just let me know and I will do my best to make them. Yeah, and enjoy! It is Wednesday, the 26th of January, and I'm on my lunch, and I have just picked up this to start it. Hopefully I'll read 10 or so pages now, and then hoping to finish it before the end of January, but we will see, and I will take you all along for the journey and let you know what I think along the way. So I'm on page 9, and I'll be honest, I'm already a little bit mind blown. I feel like there's 2 camps of non-fiction books. Actually, maybe 3. There's memoirs and autobiographies. There's non-fiction that feels very digestible and easy to read, and then there's things like this, which I enjoy reading, but definitely feel like you are reading an essay or kind of homework, and they are very, very informative, and I always feel like I learn a lot, but also I feel like this is going to be easiest read in small chunks because otherwise my brain may explode. But so far enjoying it, so fingers crossed it continues like that. So I'm just about to go out for dinner, but I've got about 15 minutes till the bus, so I was going to read for a little bit now. And one thing that's sort of dawning on me, because this is quite chunky, I'm kind of worried that by the time I get to the middle of the book I will have forgotten the beginning, and then by the time I've got to the end I've forgotten like 2/3 of it. So I think one thing this vlog will be interesting to see is how well I actually retain the information, because I am notoriously bad at remembering things, was never good at exams. I don't think it will be a reflection of how good the book will be, but I hope I do remember something from it, because I like that it's the kind of book you can learn from. So I'll keep you posted. I had to stop that recording because, as you can see, the sun is really in my eyes. Although it's kind of nice that the sun is out, so I shan't complain too much. I've just got to part 2 of this, so like I've read the first 100 pages, and I really like it. But like, if you've seen on my Instagram, one thing I keep saying is that I'm enjoying it, I'm learning a lot, I'm not going to remember any of it. Because it does kind of feel a little bit like you're reading a textbook, and like revising for an exam. But like I said, it is really interesting, and I definitely feel like I'm learning, and hopefully I'll retain some of it, but yeah, we'll see. Some things I've learnt so far: humans are awful, we knew that. They killed a lot of animals, you know, used to be around and now they're extinct. That we like a gossip, and actually the fact we can gossip helped us, you know, conquer the world. And obviously we like fire, and that is a good and a bad thing. So yeah, I'm about to start part 2, the agricultural revolution. There's also pictures in this book, if you didn't know, which is quite cool. So yeah, I'll keep you posted with the rest of it, and yeah, hopefully I'll finish it before the end of the month. Today is the 29th of January, so a couple of days left till the end of the month, so fingers crossed I finish it. Good evening, it is Sunday night, the 30th. I am not as far through this as I wanted to be. Page 185. Yeah, tomorrow's the last day of the month. I'm still optimistic I might be able to do it. I've got a couple of hours now, hopefully a couple of hours tomorrow. We'll see, time will tell. Morning. It is about 7:30. I've woken up a little bit early to try and read some more because I didn't read as much as I wanted to last night. We are on page 285. Oh, that's 100 pages exactly. And today is the last day of the month, so I'm still optimistic. It might happen, but we'll see. I was also going to say as well, I'm still enjoying it, but I feel like it's gotten a lot more dense. At the beginning, it was just explaining the differences between like Homo sapiens and Neanderthals, and it was a bit more black and white. I could understand it a little better. Now we're on a chapter called The Discovery of Ignorance, and we're talking about basically a lot of maths. That's probably why I don't understand it. But I'm not trying to understand it properly, because I think if I walk away from this not having understood all of it, that's fine. And I don't want to dwell too much. I just want to take from it what I want to take from it. Yeah, and hopefully I'll still enjoy the rest of it. Okay, I'm actually feeling quite optimistic now. I managed to read quite a lot this morning. So we are now on page 351. So we've only got about 100 pages left, and I've got a bit of time now in lunch, an hour after work, and then maybe an hour at bed as well. So I feel like we can do this and I can finish. Yeah. I am determined to finish this. It is the last day of the month, 31st of January. It is, I don't know, I was looking at the book for the time. I can't see the time because I'm on my phone. It's about 8:30. And we have about, maths, 80 pages left. So doable. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read, and hopefully I'm going to finish it and make it the last book of the month. Woo! One surprising part of this book, which I wasn't expecting, is the way it compels me to want to become vegetarian, basically. There's a lot of talk of how awful like the dairy industry is, and how as a race human beings have literally just used animals for their own benefit, and how a lot of cattle and chickens and pigs are just treated horribly. And there's actually a couple of pictures that just make me feel very sad. I'm not a vegetarian, although reading this book does make me want to think twice about it, because I do feel kind of bad. But yeah, an unexpected part of this book, which is surprising, but it's a testament to how compelling a writer he is, because I feel sad.